this month, we crossed the halfway mark of this year. And while I'm normally the kind of person who just sets my goals and then just goes at them all year long without barely checking in, I kind of thought maybe I should stop this year and do a little check-in on my goals. And when I did not like what I found. Turns out I had 5 main business goals and I am currently failing at 3 of them. So let's chat about it and see if there is a way I can get things back on track. Before I get started, if we haven't met yet, my name is Melissa. I am a brand designer by day and I run a handmade product business by night. And on this channel, I talk mostly about my handmade business. I love to share the journey with you guys and any tips or tricks that I've learned along the way. I started this channel January of this year, and at the time, I didn't really think to ever do any kind of these are my goals for the year video. So all of this is probably gonna be new to you guys, and I'm hoping that together we can get myself back on track with a few of these things. I actually love the whole New Year goal setting thing, so I tend to get a little carried away. This year, I worked really hard to try to simplify things. I set 5 business goals and 5 personal goals. In this video, I'm pretty much gonna focus on those business goals. But if you're extra curious, I might just do a little rapid fire update on the personal ones at the end. The first goal that I am currently failing miserably at is developing my wholesale program further. I run a wholesale program for Phoenix Supply Co. for a very long time, but what I haven't been doing very well at is actually reaching out to shops and introducing them to our brand and asking them and pitching them to see if they want to carry some of my products. I did do a little bit of this earlier this year, but where I've really failed is following up on those pitch emails. If I had to rank my performance on this goal, I would give myself about a 2 out of 10 on this one. The second goal that I am failing miserably at is, to quote myself, make a lot of art and develop an art licensing program. I have done almost nothing towards this goal. I did spend some time sorting through all of the art I've already made for Phoenix Supply Co. and kind of organizing it so that I can find it and see what I have. And I did some brainstorming around what I might be able to turn into some other pieces of art. But that is where I stopped. I haven't made anything new and I haven't developed any of those old pieces of art into anything usable or pitchable to an art licensing company. Ranking myself on this one and giving myself another 2 out of 10 because I did start, but I just didn't really get very far on it. The third goal that I'm failing at miserably, and potentially the most miserably at, is that I have for some time now wanted to rework my Phoenix Supply Co. website. It is on a very old theme. There's very little customization I can do inside that theme, but if I moved it to a newer theme, there's a ton more customizations I could do, and I could just give you guys a way better experience on that website. I've been actually wanting to do this for multiple years. It's been on my list for many years and it has never happened. Now, admittedly, it was the last thing on the list and I even labeled it as a maybe, but I have done literally 0 things on this. I maybe wrote down a few wish list items, but that's about it. This one's coming in at a 0 out of 10. So you might be wondering where the heck my time went if I'm failing so miserably at all of these goals. Well, I've got 2 other goals that I'm actually doing pretty well at. The first one is this YouTube channel. I started this channel in January and it made a goal to make a video every single week. And so far, so good on that. I think this is my 32nd video. Don't quote me on that. I haven't actually looked. But so far, I am on track with making 52 videos for this year. That was my goal. I have even managed to make videos in advance when I was going on vacation so that I could post a video that week. So I am very proud that I have managed to keep this up because YouTube is a whole new thing for me. I've never done YouTube videos before this year. It's been a lot of learning. It's been a lot of trial and error. YouTube has taken a lot of time. For anyone who doesn't make YouTube videos, it takes me usually about 6 to 8 hours. And I know that that is actually pretty quick quick. And the only reason that's pretty quick is because I try really hard to not be too precious about it. But I hear other creatives talk about taking 30 to 40 hours to make a video. So YouTube is not for the faint of heart, and it is not for the short on time, which I technically am pretty short on time. But I'm determined, you guys, determined to fit it in. So YouTube's where a large amount of my time went, and it's where a large amount of my time will continue to go. At this point in time, I would give myself about an 8 out of 10 on my YouTube goal. And the only reason I've docked myself a little bit is that I feel like I haven't quite found my lane yet. I haven't found my people yet. And so I think there's always going to be room for improvement, but I think that there's still a lot of room for improvement still this year. So I'm going to keep working at that, and I hope you guys will stick around for the adventure. Subscribe if you want to keep seeing me fumble my way through this YouTube thing. The other goal that has been eating a ton of my time that I am very excited to say is almost complete is I committed to redesigning my design studio website this year. I had barely touched that thing since like 2016 or 2018. And for a long time, the goal was just update the portfolio. But I started to really think about the website and look at the content, and I started to feel like it was not reflecting how I'm currently working anymore. And in this age of AI, I felt like I needed to kind of shift my positioning a little bit. So I did a mini rebrand. Not a ton changed in the look and feel, but a ton changed in the messaging. I basically rewrote the whole entire site, and then I had to build like 4 or 5 new case studies that reflect this client work that I'm doing. Those case studies take like a day each to put together. They are a beast, finding all the images, making all the mock-ups, putting everything together. So that has taken probably the last 6 to 8 weeks of my life, pretty much every spare minute that I have. So that's been eating a ton of time, but I'm excited to say I am launching that any day now. It's extremely close. And that is going to free up a lot of time. I would give myself an 8 out of 10 on this one as well. Apparently I'm quite hard on myself because even when I finish things, I still don't give myself a 10 out of 10. But the reason for the 8 out of 10 on this one is because I actually still do want to do a little bit of work evolving the visual aesthetic of my brand, but I'm currently pretty close to booked. And so I know I'm not going to be pushing heavily to market this website. I just want the content to be correct. I want the design to be cleaned up, but it doesn't feel like the most important thing for me right now to fully evolve the visual aesthetic of the brand. So I still have a teeny bit of work to do on that. I don't know if it'll happen this year or not. I'm going to kind of play that one by ear, but I feel very happy with where I'm at on that goal. So because I'm a nerd, I decided to average those numbers, and my average rating of my goals is about a 4.2 right now, which is crappy. But it's being very heavily dragged down by those 3 goals I've made almost no progress on. While it's really frustrating to see the lack of progress on those 3 goals, it's extremely exciting to see the progress on the other 2 goals. And I'm not freaking out yet because I've got a 5-month rescue plan for these other goals. Here's the way I'm thinking I'm still going to be able to make some progress on these goals. So first of all, as I said, I'm going to be launching my design studio website hopefully this week. Once that launches, that is off my plate. That has freed up a ton of time to be able to work on these other goals. Additionally, I've got one more little vacation I'm taking this summer, and then after that, I will be back in the office all the time, won't have any breaks for a little while. Maybe that sounds weird to be excited about that. I'm equally excited about the vacation and time back in the office to work on my goals. So the first goal I'm going to worry about tackling is working on my wholesale program. And the reason I'm going to tackle that first is twofold. First of all, it's the most time sensitive. Retailers are going to start planning what they're ordering for the fall tourist season and for the holidays any day now. They're currently starting to plan for it. And so I want to get on their radar sooner than later. So that's pretty time sensitive. I can't kick that one down the road much longer and actually expect to see results from it. I'm actually hoping to start this immediately after I get that website launched. The other reason I want to start with this is it's actually the most attainable and achievable. Well, yes, wholesale pitching is a long-term play. You can sometimes pitch a shop and they don't order for a year or 2. But for me, I want to get the system in place. And once the system's in place, then I'll feel better about that this can be an ongoing recurring thing without it being this huge deal to figure out how to manage. And my idea for that is actually to automate some of it. I want the initial touches to these new retailers to be very personal and directly from me. But the thing is, once I've made that initial pitch, there's not a ton more to say. It's really more of just a recurring check-in, bubbling my name up in their email. And so I think those emails I can automate. And so I'm very excited to try to figure this out. I've never actually done anything like this before. I feel very hopeful that it can help me in the area where I've been dropping the ball the most, which is the follow-up. That's going to be the next thing on my goals. And I have a funny feeling I can finish that before the end of August, maybe even before mid-August. Here's to hoping that I can figure that out. The next goal I'll be working on is developing more art and art for my art licensing program. Now, there's a few reasons that goal fell off the rails. The first is I just didn't have a lot of time to make art because I was working on these other goals and stocking shops, filling orders during busy season. But the other reason is because I've been actually kind of questioning the best strategy for this. Do I do it under Phoenix Supply Co? Do I do it under my own name? And truthfully, I haven't all the way figured that out yet. So I do need to do some figuring out of that. But in the meantime, while I'm figuring that out, I can be making more art. And I'm super excited to start that. I'm kind of a nerd. I know a lot of artists, they tend to procrastinate on their work to make art. I am the opposite. I feel like I can't be free to make art till I have my work done. And so that's why I tend to make massive amounts of art during the summer when things are slowed down. And then it's a little crickets for me during the rest of the year. Art licensing is also a really long-term play. Like whatever work I do this year, I'm probably going to see little to no results. But the thing is, if I ever want results, I have to start. And so I'm just trying to keep taking proactive steps towards that. And I honestly think the most proactive step I can take right now is to just get my paints back out and start making more artwork. So I'm really excited to gear up to making much more art, and I'm hoping to take you guys along with me on that. So stay tuned. That leaves us with the redesign of my Phoenix Supply Co website. And you guys, truthfully, I don't know if it's gonna happen. It is my lowest priority. Like I said, from the beginning, I've labeled it as a maybe. But what I could see happening is working on that at the very tail end of the year, maybe even as a Christmas break project, because there won't be a lot of orders coming in that time of year anyway, once I kind of pause my website for the holidays. It would be really amazing to make progress on it because I do kind of feel like the fact that my website needs to be upgraded is holding me back a little bit. Part of what I want to do with that redesign is I want to do some optimization for SEO, for AI. So the fact that some of my page listings aren't optimized right now is probably 100% holding me back. So I do want to get to it. If it doesn't happen this year, I think it's going to happen next year. I don't know why I'm so hesitant to commit to this one. We'll see if that one gets done. I'm kind of at peace with if I don't get very far on that one or don't get anywhere on that one, as long as I get these other two goals done. Then I promised you a little rapid fire personal goal update. I don't know if you guys care about this, but if you do, if you just want a peek into my own personal life, here are my 5 personal goals I've been working on this year. And I am proud to say I've actually been doing way better at these than I have my business goals. And probably the fact that I've been doing well at these has been one factor holding my business goals back, because your personal goals take part of your time also. But I think these goals are important, which is why I've been really prioritizing them. So my first goal I've been working on this year is to be reading the Bible more. And I'm giving myself an 8 out of 10 on this. And here's why. I've been doing a Bible in the year reading plan. I've been doing it via audiobook with my mom. We're doing the same plan, so we kind of keep each other accountable. But ideally, I would also have that book open, looking at it with my eyes. And also, there are many days I get a little mentally distracted. That's why I give myself an 8 out of 10, because I could be doing better at that. I would like to be doing better at that. But I will tell you something, I still am getting the word into my mind every single day. So I consider that a massive win, because I have never read the Bible in a year, and I've not been very good in past years about getting the word into my mind every day. So doing pretty decent on that one. My next personal goal was to spend more time in the gym, and I am succeeding at that also. I gave myself a 9 out of 10 on this one, and I'm not sure why I'm being so hard on myself, because I've actually been very, very consistent with this. I have been weightlifting 3 days a week and doing Zumba class 1 day a week, and I've been really consistent. I've lost 13 pounds. I don't know if that's TMI, but that was part of the goal, to lose some weight, but also just improve my health, period. As I'm aging, I'm realizing how important it is to remain strong and have good, strong bones and good balance and things like that. And so more than anything, that is the point of being in the gym more. And I think all of that is happening. So I think I gave myself a 9 out of 10 because I still haven't hit my weight loss goal. I think that's why I ranked myself on that. Or I just refuse to give myself a 10 out of 10. I'm being very hard on myself. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on, honestly. My third and fourth goals were pretty straightforward and involved my house. I wanted to refresh the paint on my cabinets and I wanted to refinish my baseboards. Basically refresh the paint on those two. Both done. So I get a 10 out of 10 on those. And sorry if you're hearing the air conditioning humming a little bit in the background right now. It is 112 here today, so there's no hope of it not going on in this video. I'll try to reduce it in post. Sorry if you hear a slight hum in this video. My last personal goal was to spend less money on frivolous purchases. You know what we're talking about right now. Those like 11 p.m. Amazon purchases that just feel super necessary. And then you get them and you're kind of like, I didn't really need to spend $12 on this. My life would have been fine without it. I have been trying to do less of that. And I am moderately succeeding at this goal. I think I have done a lot less Amazon gadget ordering, but I kind of took up thrifting as a hobby. And so, of course, you buy things when you thrift. And I feel like the thing with thrifting is always, if you don't buy it now, you'll probably never be able to buy it again. And so there's definitely a few things I've thrifted where a week or two later, I'm like, why? Why did I spend my money on that? Or it goes right back to Goodwill. So thrifting has brought in a little bit more stuff into my house than I originally planned to this year. But you know what? I don't have a ton of hobbies. I tend to monetize and turn my hobbies into businesses. This is just a hobby that's just a pure hobby. And so I give myself that. So I gave myself like a 5 out of 10 on this because I think I'm doing half good on the not ordering a lot of Amazon stuff, but I'm doing half bad on the picking up thrifting. So if I average the success of my business goals and the success of my personal goals, I come out with a 7 out of 10, which is not too bad when you think about everything as a whole. And I've still got 5 months left to achieve the other goals. Who knows? Maybe I'll do an end of year update for you guys too. Those are my goals, you guys. I would love to hear about your goals. How are you doing on them? Are you knocking them out of the park? Are you struggling a bit like I am? I'd love to hear about it in the comments. If you've watched this far, thank you so much for watching. Leave me a little thumbs up, or even better, if you would subscribe, that'd be amazing. And I will see you guys in the next one.